Hey guys, how's it going? Warlord here, and today I'm going to be doing the last game of our draft champions with Alden Smith and Lindanian Tomlinson. Going into it, I know this is going to be a hard game, playing other opponents who have won 3. Really have no idea what I'm going to be facing, but I'm really hoping that Phillip Rivers and the other players that aren't at the front of our offense and defense will be able to make some plays. Really going to be leaning on the defense to cause some turnovers and get us some defensive points. But we'll see how it goes. So yeah guys, let's get right into it. Coming out of the gate, I wanted to run a screen and try and catch him by surprise, and I made a horrible read and threw it. It should have been picked off and possibly even a pick 6. Coming out on second down, wanted to run the ball with Lindanian Tomlinson, and that got stuffed too, bringing up third down. So I decided I was just going to pass it, hopefully going to Michael Floyd, and that's exactly what happened here. However, I did throw it off my back foot, and it shouldn't have been a first down, but Michael Floyd fought for the yards and gave it to us. I saw that he really wasn't sending much pressure, so I decided that it was time for Lindanian Tomlinson to shine. Really didn't get a big play out of that, but I did get 7 yards. 2nd and 3, decided to run the ball once again. It brought up first down, however I was sacked, so on 2nd and 15, decided to run the play action, trying to mix it up a little bit, and threw it once again off my back foot to Ford, who juked to stay in bounds to gain a few more yards. 3rd and 9, originally going to call verticals, however audibled into a quick slant, because I did see he was in 3-man deep. Ford coming up with the play once again, gaining us the first down. 1st and 10, it was time for Lindanian Tomlinson to run the ball. He did have a lot of guys in the box, probably shouldn't have ran it, but it worked out pretty good for us. If we wouldn't have got caught up on the blocker, it really would have went well. 2nd and 5, decided to pass the ball once again. Saw Michael Floyd was in man-to-man, and just threw it right in between the seams, getting us the first down. 1st and 10, decided I was going to pass the ball once again. Hickson came right across the middle, wide open. However, if he was using that middle linebacker, it could have been an easy pick, but it worked out for us. Coming out on defense, definitely wanted to get some pressure like we had in the last game. One person we really haven't talked about much was Greg Hardy at defensive tackle. He did an awesome job for us the entire game. Actually, the entire season. Moving him at defensive tackle, I really wasn't expecting much, but he did get us a few sacks. 1st and 10, after a little bit of lag, ended up getting the sack. The one thing this guy did have was Hines Ward and Rob Gronkowski. I knew that was instantly going to be a problem, as we can see here. Hines Ward just beating our coverage. 3rd and 6, trying to work the man coverage, and it just didn't work. He went up and got it. And breaking tackles. I knew from the very beginning of this game that we were going to have problems stopping this guy's offense, but he really didn't have anything on defense that really worried me. Here, once again, Hines Ward making plays. He's just quick. He's not even that he's that fast. He's just real agile and quick. Once again, Hines Ward. And the entire time I tried to call every play I could to stop him, and it just seemed like it was not working. I accidentally usered the corner there, and it could have been a lot worse, but safety making a good hit on him. 1st and 10, so I wasn't an eye. Kind of was guessing it was going to be a pitch out, and trying to stop him, and missed another user tackle. 1st and 10, once again, he ran the exact same thing. However, we did stop him for the 2nd time. Kind of expecting the same thing I was using Taylor Mays. However, he did pass the ball, and it was a touchdown to Hines Ward. Coming back out on offense, kind of starting to get a little bit worried knowing that this is going to be an offensive shootout, but Lindanian Tomlinson was making plays, fighting for yards, getting us the first down. 2nd down, looked like he was going to blitz, so I decided to pass the ball, 50-50 ball, and he came up with it. 1st and 10 with 1 minute and 3 seconds. I kept throwing off my back foot the entire game, and I never understood why. However, it did work out for us. Once again, thrown to Michael Floyd, gaining us just a few yards. The entire time I was in the hurry up. I really didn't show it on camera because it did take up a lot of time. However, right here, once again, thrown on the run to Michael Floyd, who got us down to the 6-yard line. I ended up calling a timeout on 1st and goal, trying to throw the ball. Phillip Rivers scrambled out a little bit and got rid of it, and it could have been picked off once again. Did gain us about 1 yard. Then I went back to the old, wide receiver or running back screen, and it got us the touchdown just like that, giving us the 14-7 lead. In this entire game, I was pretty nervous. I haven't ever won a draft champions. I've never really played it too much until I started doing YouTube, and I was pretty surprised with the 2nd draft that we were able to get this far. And 1st and 10 thrown to Hines Ward once again. We could not stop him this entire game. So I decided that if that has to be my poison, then I'm going to have to choose that rather than him run the ball on us. I'd rather him get big plays through the passing game than through the running game, so that way he knew. As you can see here, he did burn us pretty bad with Hines Ward. Could have caught him if we had about another 10 yards. And he did throw up the X, which doesn't make much sense, but it is what it is. And then on the kickoff, decided I was going to run it back with Hickson. And he did make a really good juke, as you can see, and then he was off to the races. Should have got caught right here, however, 53 laying a good block. And Hickson it was the slowest kickoff return I think I've ever seen, but it worked out. Got us the 21-14 lead. 3 minutes and 9 seconds left in the third quarter, and we can see Greg Hardy almost making the sack. And once again, it was Hines Ward. This guy really underused Gronkowski. I think he had 1 or 2 receptions the entire game. And it really surprised me. And once again, getting the sack. Now this brought up 3rd and 26. That was DeMarcus Lawrence. Definitely was ready to play back and watching Hines Ward. And once again, he did throw the ball and got it off this time to Rob Gronkowski, which is his 2nd reception of the game. 4th and 3, ran the screen, but we have Taylor Mays, who I have to say has to be one of the best user-in cards, even though I don't use him much. He's really fast, has good catching, and just plays the ball real well for me. 2nd and 6, decided to run the ball from Danian Tomlinson, making a move. If I wouldn't have held the left trigger whenever I juked, it probably would have got a little bit further, but it is what it is. I just kept feeding LaDainian Tomlinson, trying to drain as much clock as I could. I know it's only in the 3rd quarter, but decided it was best. 3rd and 4, letting Phillip Rivers roll out. Pretty slow quarterback, didn't do too bad. Almost scoring the touchdown, putting us down at the 1-yard line, in which had to give it to the beast, LaDainian Tomlinson getting us the touchdown. 1st and 10 with a 14-point lead. Was really just trying to slow this guy's offense down. And right there, just catching right over the top of us. He was in double coverage. Really can't explain it. It's just the aggressive catch of Madden 16. 2nd and 10. Once again, another aggressive catch over Taylor Mays by Rob Gronkowski for his 3rd reception. 1st and 10, 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. In the 4th quarter, excuse me. Once again to Rob Gronkowski. He did end up feeding Rob Gronkowski, and then once again back to Hines Ward. Tony Romo definitely played well for him. And as we can see here, Rob Gronkowski dropping it it looked like at the 1-yard line. This brought up 2nd and goal. Definitely just trying to stop his passing game. And right there should have been a touchdown, but he did run out of bounds at the 5. And at this point, I knew I had to make a defensive stand to get this guy out of here. And stopping him at the 3-yard line there, bringing up 4th and goal. Definitely not trying to let Tony Romo scramble, using Aldon Smith. And got off the block, and he did get it away. However, whoever that was, it looked like that might have been Hines Ward didn't come down with it. 1st and 10, I knew it was time to run out the clock, and this guy was not having it, so that he found his way out. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I will be doing more of these draft champions in the future. But yeah, so if you enjoyed, please leave a like, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Thank you, guys.